But this is the first real song I wrote. I wrote this when I was 16 because I really wanted to hitchhike through Mexico for spring break, like all parents hope their children do one day. I was going to school in Michigan at the time, and I didn't realize you weren't allowed to stay on campus for the breaks, and I couldn't afford to get back to Alaska, so Alaskan lemonade consists of hitchhiking across countries and hopping trains and hitchhiking through Mexico. I'm very bright. I grew up singing with my dad since I was 5. My mom and dad did shows in hotels for tourists. My mom left when I was 8, and my dad became a single dad, and we were a duet, and I sang harmony with him. He wrote songs as well as we did a lot of covers. I was probably the only 4th grader that went from elementary school straight to the bar to sing. And I always sang backup to my dad. He always played guitar, so I never learned. So at 16, I thought I would just learn 4 chords. I learned A minor, C, G, and D in that order. I couldn't go out of order because I didn't know how. And my dad taught me pretty much everything I know about what I'm doing. One of my favorite things that he would do is when nobody was listening to us, because often we would sing in bars where people were much more interested in drinking than listening, he would make up lyrics about the people that weren't listening, and it was very entertaining. He would just improvise lyrics. And so I thought that was my big plan. I would play these chords and I would make up lyrics about people as they walked by, because I assumed they wouldn't really be listening to me. And that's what I did. I got off the train in Michigan was my first stop in Chicago. And went to Michigan Avenue. I think it was spring break. It was poppin'. And it was my first time seeing a big city and just pop culture and hero worship. And I wrote lyrics and would take my change to the ticket counter and see how far it got me. And it took me about 4 days to get to San Diego, and I went across the border and hitchhiked down to Cabo San Lucas. And I wanted to go across the Sea of Cortez, which you needed ferry money for, so I decided I came up with this ingenious plan that I would become a reflexologist and rub people's feet on the docks of Cabo San Lucas. I read a book on reflexology, so I was legitimate. I had a little handwritten sign that said reflexology. I thought it would give me a competitive edge on the other foot rubbers on the docks. That might be the funniest thing I said all night. I thought there would be competition. Like, I thought I'd have other foot rubbers that I was going to be like having to beat out, like get the business from, you know? I was the only person willing to rub people's feet on the docks of Cabo San Lucas. It wasn't my favorite job. All these blue hairs are like, oh my God, that feels so good. Oh, right there, what is it? It's sore. What is it? It's my throat. My throat's been a little scratchy. Hey, Fran, she says that my throat's sore and I have a sore throat and that part of my toe hurts. Gary, you gotta try it. And Gary was like, I'm not letting a woman touch my feet. Oh, you're so like that. It was very entertaining. Went around to boat. Rubbing people's feet. And got ferry money to go across the Sea of Cortez, and then I hopped trains through the Cobra de Barrancas, the Copper Canyons, then went back to Cabo, hitchhiked back up to Tijuana, hopped trains back to Michigan in time to make it for school without getting murdered, so it was a total success. And I had my first song, which was thrilling. And that first song became my first single when I got discovered, which was very bizarre. I remember it got played between Nirvana and Soundgarden, which made 0 sense, but I was not going to argue with anyone about it. I never thought that someone like me would get to make a living doing something they loved. I feel privileged every single day to get to do something I love, and to be able to do it with my family, especially, means so much to me. Turning that boss down and investing in my own character was the best decision I ever made, and it has paid dividends. And if anybody out there is struggling and wondering if they should believe in themselves, invest in yourself. It'll pay dividends in ways you can never imagine.
She says, oh my God, from behind those gold brick walls, says, come here, boy, there's nothing for free. Another burger, another hot dogs and fries. You wish in the will of your health, don't go to hell. Well, another doctor's bill, a lawyer's bill, another cute cheap thrill. You know you love them if you put them in your will. But who is saving your soul when it comes to the flowers? And oh, hey, will save your soul after all those lies you told, boy. If you won't save your own, la la, da da la, da da da, we ride a hustle and ride a bustle and ride a gustle and a gump so the man a bus down on all in Zabanu. Another day, another dollar, another war, another tower went up where the homeless had their home. So we pray to as many different gods as there are flowers, but we call religion our friend. We are so worried about saving our souls, afraid that God will take his toll, that we forget to begin. But who will save your soul when it comes to the children? No, hey, will save your soul after all those lies you told, boy. Who will save your soul if you won't save your own? Now some are walking, some are talking, some are stalking to kill. You got so-called social security, but that don't pay your bills, 'cause there's addictions to feed and our mouths to pay. So you bargain with the devil, say you're okay today, say that you love them, take the money and run, say it's real sweet, but it is one of those things, those strings, those strings, those flings, those strings, 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 the strings, you gotta go through it right now, girl, and bust all your butt. Will save your soul when it comes to the memories. Will save your soul after all of those lies you told, boy. Who will save your soul if you won't save your own?